pretend that this is innocent. Oh God, you're looking at me like there ain't no way we won't have history. Do 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 do, 'cause we know damn well. Do 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 do, will I enter a cell? Oh no, I'm falling again. Trying to pretend that this is innocent. Oh God, you're looking at me like there ain't no way we won't have history. My back's on the wall. That look in your eyes says you're giving in. I know, and you know that there ain't no way that this is innocent. Do 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 do, 'cause we know damn well. Do 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 do, will I enter a cell? Oh no, I'm falling again. Trying to pretend that this is innocent. Oh God, you're looking at me like there ain't no way we won't have history.
Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Trouble but God.
said Martin, hey, the way you thump on the bumper, yo, it be no satin, no, yeah, the way you bump like a thumper. I said Martin, hey, the way you thump on the bumper, yo, it be no satin, no, yeah, the way you bump like a thumper. I said Martin, hey, the way you thump on the bumper, yo, it be no satin, no, yeah, the way you bump like a thumper. I said I'll make them speakers pop. make it go. Make it go.
Okay. Does this work now? I realized I still had it set to my voice mod. I was also just talking about how I was setting up Yu-Gi-Oh! And the game and how it was giving me trouble. Okay, cool. Well, welcome in, Spooks. Welcome in Drop. I appreciate you guys coming by. Yeah, because when I'm reading, I put voice mod on so that way I can swap over to other stuff. So that way I can do extra voices in that. Because last time I streamed, we were reading Sigaria, which is a cyberpunk visual novel, and that. And now we're going to complete the rest of the story mode for this. Because I only have, I think, one arc. I think I did the Cleaforts. I'm going to double check on that. But as I was saying, Waifu did my did my whole owl and everything. It did an amazing job, especially since she did it pretty much off of a minor concept and like maybe a couple of photos, and she completely redesigned it because I've had every artist make my character in their own image because I am a Eldritch Banana Owl from the Lovecraft universe. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, it really did. I'm like, man, she just asked me what kind of owl, and like, I'm like, what's your favorite owl? I'm like, snow owl, because the prior person who did my art, which is another great artist named Soft Demon Mox, which I'll give a shout out, who did my my PDF for Twitch. I see. Nightbot and Streamlabs are still fighting with each other. Good to know. But yeah, as I was saying before, I realized my mic was still on another dial. Like, you'd be proud of me, Spooks. I'm drinking both coffee and an energy drink at once. Yeah. Let's hop into the story mode. Let's see if I actually finished Cleafort's storyline. No, I don't think I did. I don't see the unlock button. So I might be on the last part. Not too sure. Yep, I'm on the last part. I don't... oh yeah, this is a pendulum deck. Oh. I do not like this style of deck. This is the Dark Ages of Yu-Gi-Oh! If anyone doesn't know the history about it. There was a set where they made a style of card that works in both the Magic Zone and the Front Zone. And they're called pendulums. And the whole thing is, you have one right here, one right there. They bring out a you want one with a 1, and you want one with like the highest number of the other scale. Like here, go 1, or the chain with wavering eyes. Let me know if any other audio is scuffed, like if you can hear the music in the background or if I'm too low. I definitely appreciate it. Really? You have another... Where are you getting these wavering eyes from? I'm... Okay. Alright, I just want to make sure, because with music you never know. And when you're using OBS or Streamlabs, it'll sometimes be a little goofy in that. Well, this is over probably. Boom. Let's see if I can get this. What can I do? Oh, I can't do anything. I'm going to scoop this and go into it. So that I can finish this up. Alright, let's pendulum summon. Boom. Okay, I messed up here. Oh man, that's really old school. Oh no. I messed up. I'm gonna have to scoop. No. Yeah, I'm scooping. No way I'm gonna beat that now. I messed up too bad. See, this is a tutorial, but they made the tutorial semi-difficult with the bots. Which is weird. But yeah, like there are a bunch of strategies with that deck still alone. They invented some new ones. I'll actually show off one of the newer zombie decks that I built like later on, because they made a deck that's themed after Spawn. Need the extra deck with... Yeah, I don't need an extra deck with this, really. Alright, let's end this. Yeah, it's a Spawn, Resident Evil, and Thing deck combined. Go. Now I can finally get Fort out. Now let's summon towers and... Wait, I can treat it as 3 tributes? Oh my god, that's great. Smack. 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 It's the conch, I think, that's causing that. Pendulum summon. This is over. Cool. We finally finished the Cleforts. I like the lore behind them, but I do not like pendulums. And another one that I like that's in like this archetype that is a pendulum deck, and there's only one, which is different dimensional demons. Just because I think they're really cool. And maybe the Zephyra. Oh, well. But that's a lot better than the deck. Because the pendulum mechanic, as you've seen, is I have to put the two things. They cross the pendulum. They'll allow you to summon a bunch of monsters. But you can only do that once per turn. And also, it could either... It's very annoying either way. When it goes off, it is annoying to like your opponent. When it doesn't work, it's very annoying to you, and it's an extra mechanic that took a bunch of extra steps, and you have to be careful where you put things and a bunch of other stuff. So you have to make sure that you're not accidentally stacking a bunch of spells, and then you have to have the two pendulum slots on either side open. So it's a very convoluted mechanic. Oh yeah, that was 5Ds. That's when they had synchros. Well, let's get into the story. So you're going to hear me reading real quick. Yeah, 5Ds. When the Nocturia sacred tree was uprooted, the Cleforts were activated. These machines were a group of autonomous mobile weapons created to maintain an equilibrium within the life of the planet. When the Cleforts sense an abnormality in the life system, they will mobilize and eliminate whatever it is. This time, they sense was the Shadal, a threat to be removed. The shadow forces were battered relentlessly and brought to a brink of destruction by the Cleforts. However, things took a sudden turn when the attempt to restrain and absorb El Shadal Winda. The divine powers within her ended up freeing the vanguard of the destruction that were slumbering within the Cleforts, sealed until this moment. Contact with El Shadal Winda also affected the Cleforts. Her power, a force equal to that of a god itself, was never meant to exist. Once the Cleforts sensed that and realized that there was a fatal error in the life system, they decided to eradicate all life of the planet in order to purify it, essentially resetting it. Will life prevail, or is the world destined to ruination? This is just but one part of the star unending battle. You'll surely come to know the fate of this planet in another story. Pretty, like, there is a Power Rangers deck. They are called the Super Quantums. No. I don't even remember what is the unlock for this. Excuse me. Alright. Do I get anything special? Wait. There's a monolith mate for the Cleforts? That's actually okay. In this game, so let's go over the stories. So you got the tutorial, then you got dual strategy, which is just a bunch of random stuff explaining like the basics for summoning. Then you got the monarchs, the OG monarchs from back when we were in high school. If you remember Pumpkin and that, you probably remember the monarchs. Then we go into the elemental lords. Then we go into another blast from the past, which is Ruin and Demise, the OG ritual deck. So we're already at 4 megaliths, gem knights, glad beasts, Kakari. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this is a two-parter, so... because this is World Legacy. I might just restart this just because I wanted to do it as a whole for the storyline. Because I do like the storyline, but there's a lot to read in this one. Because there's so much World Legacy stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, this alone is... if you were playing the game when they originally came out, the entire storyline for this is a story that was told to us in card format over a course of, I think, it's still going, so we're not done with World Legacy just yet. So there might be an update, because we just got like an update to the release of the story. It hasn't been over 20 years, but the past 5 years, the World Legacy story has been going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! It has been going on since my Trickstar deck. Actually, before that. So, I jumped back in Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2006. And it's been going on since then. And we're still getting stuff from it. Which is very long for a group of cards in the world. The last time we got this was the True Draco, which was another 5-year thing. It started with the Gem Knights. And it ended with the True Draco and True Kings. I want to see that in a story mode, because that would be amazing, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Especially since Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself has the first release of the card game in the US has started in 1998. But it was originally released in 94. I think 96 was the first set. Yeah, so it's been out technically since 94 in Japan, 90, 95, 96 here in the US. Because it came out the same year in the US as Pokemon. Yeah. They just celebrated their 25th year anniversary not too long ago. And we're about to see a 30th anniversary in 3 years. So, yeah. It's going to be intense seeing how far they go with the stories and everything. Because they have two really amazing stories. Because if I remember correctly, the Cleefort story and Shaddoll story also ties in with the Zephyrs, the Yanzings, I think the Gem Knights, and because I definitely know the Zephyrs are in there, and the Yangzings, because the Yangzings and Zephyrs have crossover cards. And there is a Zephyr El Shaddoll, and there is a Yangzing a Yangzing Zephyr. And I really love the Yangzings and the Zephyrs because they're two takes on Zephyrs are more Western dragons, while Yangzings are the Eastern dragons. And then if I remember correctly, it does eventually go into the Dracos, which bring the True Kings out when the Dracos in that. Because the Dracos are a bunch of races that got together, I think, to stop the Shaddoll in that, and ended up summoning the true Draco Phoenix. Because I think there's like 10 races. I believe it's like dang, what's their, I can't think of their name, but it has every one of them, because there's Metatron, this is gonna bug me because I'm playing True Draco. Currently, because I love this archetype. I'm just gonna pull it out right now, because this is what we're doing. Majestic Maiden, Ingister. I think Ingister is one of the only ones, because I know a lot of the Dracos ended up being part of other clans, if I remember correctly. Then you got the True King's Return. I don't think the Fables are part of it, but because I know the main thing is they're fighting. True King of Calamities comes out after all the four elements break up and go into King. You got the True Kings, which are the four dragons of the different elements, and then Miriam which is the Wind Dragon, which is the True Draco Phoenix, comes out and ends up bestowing power on all of them. Oh yeah, it's the Dino Mist. Gister. 3 races. I think the Majestic Maiden is from another thing. Metatron, if I remember correctly, is also from another one. So all these, I know they're all from other clans. Then we got two masterpieces. This is when he started and was the true Draco Slayer. Then he evolved over time in that. Because there was the Draco Lords and the Draco Slayers. And one of the Draco Lords, I think, ended up falling under the True Kings. And the Draco Slayers ended up becoming the true Dracos. Oh yeah, it's amazing, and the thing is, they're able to build lore in their decks without you even touching them. I think that's what sells itself, is the fact that people find a deck that it's like a story. Everyone has a favorite book, I believe. Oh yeah, I love a good story, so that's the thing. The reason people like this person who's on the screen right now. This is like what most people originally referred to as Scooby-Doo deck. Which is the Golden Land deck. They refer to it because I think I can find the card. Related cards. Wow, Astro Summer's related to this. So, it's called the Scooby-Doo deck because of, I believe, because of this. And also because of the zombie cards that come with it. So, this is Golden Lord. You can find all cards. It's mostly, I think, because of the look of this card. Looks like Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. I think this is one of the reasons. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like the zombies in there. Then this also doesn't help because it also looks like something out of that would be there as well. So they mock this like this is the El Dorado deck. So this is like Scooby-Doo goes to El Dorado pretty much. It's a very good deck, and it is one of the top zombie decks. Also, this doesn't help too. This also gives Scooby-Doo vibes as well. I think it's just like the whole art style gives the Scooby-Doo vibes off of it, which is very funny. Golden Land Forever. Yeah. But I do like this archetype. I just never had a chance to play it. And its boss monster is like, it's a really easy deck to play. People say it's like a zombie form of True Draco or Monarchs. With a hint of frogs. But yeah. Let me get back into the World Legacy story. So, since I haven't done the story mode in a long time, because I think I just spent all day last time playing ranked for like about 2-3 hours. Let's redo this scenario. Let's go. Get going. I actually got water this time because this is going to be a lot of reading. Chosen by the World Legacy. The rulers of the star were not human. That world was ruled by 7 mechanical lifeborns known as the Mech Knights. And across the land spread their vanguard, the Crawlers. These Crawlers tend to swarm and destroy all human-made structures in their path. They most likely lack any emotion. Helpless before those ruthless machines, mankind had no choice but to live in hiding. Dense with thick trees, gloomy even in daytime, a hinterland known as Forest of the Stars. There lays a hidden village where humans live inconspicuously. The village was protected by a barrier that would prevent intruders from invading or even discovering it. The ritual wand, passed down through many generations, made the barrier extremely resistant. And it had never broken, not once. But even so, the villagers were suffocated by their anxiety day after day, not knowing when the great threat would come knocking at their doorstep. From within the suffocating unease of the village, there was still those determined to fend off the Crawlers. Arm Nergitsu. There was the reason they fought so desperately. It was the village priestess and younger sister to Nergitsu, Ib. From birth, the priestess possessed a divine power that synergized with their ritual wand to create barriers. Ib's power was the strongest the village had ever seen in its history, but it was meager compared to the frightening forces that grew stronger by the day. Her companion saw how she was trying to put on a brave face for the villagers. They wished they could lighten their burden even a little. Arm and Nergitsu, alongside with the baby dragon Imduk, crossed the barrier in hopes of slaying even just one Crawler. One day Ib heard from inside the forest a faint sound, that of a human voice. Armed Nergitsu could not hear it. However, Ib proclaimed that she keeps hearing the voice. Afraid Ib would venture into the forest alone, Arm, Nergitsu, and baby dragon Imduk set foot inside the hitherland. All right. Like I said, this is a very long and lengthy story. But I love it. The sun had already set, leaving only starlight to guide them. The scent of trees and soil hung in the cold air. Through her footing was, though unsure, her footing was unsure, it ventured into the forest as if she was being guided. Careful not to lose sight of her, the three looked out for crawlers as they followed her. Suddenly, with an abrupt shriek, it vanished before their eyes. Rushing to place where they lost sight of her, they saw Ib had fallen off a low cliff. It appears Ib had been so spellbound in the direction of the voice that she hadn't noticed there was no ground before her. The three descended the cliff and were relieved to find Ib uninjured. Before their eyes, a mysterious structure appeared. If it had been there before, they would have noticed it. But the structure had been there for hundreds of years. It was ensconced in trees and entwined in ivy. They nervously approached the building. The wand Ib held in her hand glowed. The building started to rumble as if in response. A mighty light radiated in the building, blowing aside the trees and cloaking everything in blinding light. Even with their eyelid closed, the light pierced mercilessly through. When they finally opened their eyes, a fairy fluttered in the air before them. The fairy spoke to the startled party. I am Lee, the World Chalice Fairy, a spirit that had been sealed inside the building that released that bright light known as the World Legacy World Chalice. In previous times, it was her duty to guide mankind, but obstructed by the Mech Knights. For many years, she had been waiting for a world hero capable of activating the World Chalice. And that they are those world heroes. Please, lend me your strength and gather the scattered starlight. Save the world from the great darkness, she spoke. Though bewildered by Lee's story, Arm and the group were moved by her earnest and decided to lend a hand. Hearing their resolve, the fairy Lee smiled and bestowed upon them the powers of the awakened World Chalice. Alright, let's get into this. Like I said, this is a great story. I do love it very much. I'm Dracoing this. Gigantic diagram. There we go. Pop me an Ingus. Pull out Dynamite Knight. Pop. Boom. Oh yeah, like they did such a good story, and the thing is, it's continuing. That's what's even crazier. It's like I said, like even the True Draco storyline should have been its own own entire. They can write a book on it because it was done so well. Oh yeah, that's right. They're using crawler deck. use you just yet. Wait, where is Mystical Maiden? Oh. That. Bring out you. Send those back. Yeah. Now. Set. Set. Oh, okay. I thought that would take a little bit longer because very weird where the AI either wants to be OP or doesn't want to do anything at all. Oh, cool. Now, I have unlocks for this, right? Oh, this is a dual one. Oh, okay. What's here? Is this just packs? Is this one where I get... Oh, this is where I get the card sleeves. Oh, okay, if I win with a loner. Okay. But yeah. Let's go into the new more story. To protect humankind, accepting Lee's earnest wishes, and the group promised to help her. Accompanied by Lee, The group set off to return to the village, but encountered several crawlers who blocked their way. Armed, Nergitsu and Ermduk stood before the crawlers with their new strength coursing through their bodies. As they stood between the monsters and what they set out to protect, tension hung heavily in the air. A cold sweat dripping from Arm's chin and a dampened the forest soil. As tension crescendoed, the party suddenly seized upon their foe, lunging toward the exoskeleton of the crawlers. Arm's sword cleaved the enemy with ease. Nergitsu's lance pierced nimbly, Induk's claws tearing ferociously at their metal hides. The battle was over almost as quickly as it had started. The power of the World Chalice that Lee granted them as much greater than expected. They couldn't conceal their surprise at the World Chalice's great power that now dwelled in their bodies. According to Lee, there are 6 more world legacies in the world with equal power to the World Chalice. If they were to be recovered, it would be possible not only to destroy the crawlers, but destroy the Mech Knights who ruled the world. This information provided a great ray of hope for the village people who lived so long in the gloomy forest. Following Lee's words of guidance in the World Chalice, the young folks of the Forest of the Stars set out on a journey to seek the next world legacy. All right. Oh, this is the armor, I believe, or the glove. And so began the journey of Arm and the party in search of the world legacy. Though the party was on a mission to save the world, as their first time in the outside world, everything they saw and heard felt fresh and vivid. No matter how many crawlers would appear, Arm and his friends would fight them off, and they did so for several days. How long must they have walked with Lee as their guide, the World Chalice as their beacon? A humid wind caressed their cheeks. Before the party lay a vast swamp. A great artifact was submerged in the muddy expanse. The giant armor lying in the bog was one of the express purposes of this trip. The world legacy known as the World Armor. However, they fought more than just the World Armor there. They found more than just the World Armor there. Not only on the surface of the armor, but inside, dark figures squirmed. Like ants on the corpse of a dead insect, crawlers swarmed on the World Armor. Their number was countless, from A red monocular emanated a bizarre light that filled the party's field of vision. Horrific sound of the crawlers, hides scrapped against each other, united into a tremendous cacophony, as if the earth were shaking. Standing before the three were superior species possessing power far greater than the crawlers that had crossed their path previously. Witnessing an overwhelming sight, the party decided it was reckless to try and break through from the front. On Lee's suggestion, the three friends dare not engage, and instead headed from the world armor. All right. It's more greater hearing the story being told itself. Remember, kids, don't do pot. Oh, man. Mono Wano. What did I get rid of? Okay, just draw one. Okay, I lost the Dynamite Knight. Not too bad. I didn't get rid of all my skill drains, did I? Okay. I lost another pot of the rest of my pots. Lost another pot of desires, and I lost a skill drain. So I have one more skill drain just in case. Now I'd rather have lost my Amano Awados than any of my Dracos. Alright, let's pop this guy. Bam. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't really do anything this turn. But I got all my True Dracos, so if they do anything, I'm getting stuff back. So they really can summon all they want. Because I'm just going to do this. Wait, how many do I have in here? I'll bring a heritage. That way I can... Stop asking me if I want to. Oh. One, two, three. Boom. Okay, fine. I'll activate you. Pop you. Oh, jeez, I have 2 cards. I ate through my deck so fast that I have 2 cards. That's not good. Nope, can't use disciples. Alright, I gotta end this like now. This is the most stupidest thing ever that I'm doing. And I know it. I'm gonna lose to that guy. This is amazing. The AI decked me out. Oh my god. Wow. That is some bull. That is like why? How? I know I use a lot of cards, but I didn't realize I was eating through my deck that fast. Gotta do this again. Cool, got a terraforming. Now I can finally start fixing my hand. Oh. We're doing this again, aren't we? I'm not playing this game. Oh, this is why it's not even that they're strong or weak. It's just their crawlers are more irritating than others. You know, I've never seen a actual physical crawler player actually play as good as the AI. There. I'm done. I'm done with you. Stop making me. I care about only the plot. And you're stopping me from getting the plot. Alright. Let's go in. With the world armor in front of them, Arm's party became blocked by a swarm of crawlers. No matter how many monsters they defeated, a new swarm appeared, trampling the dervis of the fallen. Now divided, the party struggled. Seemingly endless battle had whittled the party's strength down to almost nothing. They were unable to advance, but retreating wasn't an option either. They had no chance but to fight until all the strength was gone. Just then, Arm, the party, were about to collapse. Lee called out to them, "By defeating the superior X-Crawler, you should be able to halt the movements of the other crawlers." In the midst of the battle, Lee had discovered the X-Crawler was the commander of the crawlers. Trusting Lee's insight, the party pierced through the siege and closed in on the X-Crawler. The X-Crawler resisted furiously, but channeled the last of their strength to defeat it. The commander collapsed. The swarm of crawlers surrounding the party suddenly stopped moving. Greatly wounded, Arm and the party finally arrived under the world armor. But there were more than just crawlers there. 7 colors of light suddenly shone from down from the heavens. There appeared the 7 knights. Figures before them were metallic and emanated a radiant glow that enveloped their bodies in lustrous light. The Mech Knights, who ruled over mankind, and all of the world now descended to their very place. Arm and his friends found it difficult to describe the figure with mortal worlds. They could only stand frozen in their otherworldly presence. Then suddenly, the Mech Knights reached their hands out silently. Mysterious energy sprung from their hands and began to surround Ib. Hey, Prophet, how you doing? Ib was exhausted, no, completely spent. The magical barrier provided by Ib had no resistance to force field. The rest of the party desperately struggled to rescue Ib. However, the same light from which they appeared, Ib and the Seven Knights vanished without a trace. Lee cautioned the danger. If Ib's wand was stolen, the world legacies fell into the wrong hand, and the other world legacies fell into the wrong hands. Arm and his comrades sent out to rescue Ib and recover the next world legacy. It's going to show the Mech Knights and the nightmares. But yeah, I love his story. That's cool. I showered a little bit earlier. And that there's only a couple things I need to do, really. Alright, let's get into this though. I believe we should be able to finish this because I'm only trying to really go till 10. So let's see if we can finish the last of the story. Gift of the Martyr. Ib, held captive. Ib was held captive. The stolen ritual one was sealed inside the core of Mech Knight Blue Sky, its power source. She'd been captured forcibly, but up to this point, the Mech Knights had not laid a hand on her. Ib was deep in thought. The great darkness is using the crawlers to threaten humankind. What if humankind's perception of the Mech Knights had been wrong all along? Meanwhile, Arm and the party arrived at the base of the Mech Knights after their long quest to rescue Ib. Ruins of a forgotten civilization lay before them, a husk, decayed buildings long buried by crustal movement, barely broken the ancient Earth's surface. Among them, artificial forms lay untouched, pristine condition. There, the activated World Legacy Shield shone brightly. The World Legacy known as the World Lance rose sharply out of the earth. Even the power of the World Chalice, power of the World Chalice, It was a fool's errand to challenge the Mech Knights. Following Lee's words, ARM and the group decided to sneak attack on the World Shield. Before the party, a knight appeared, and then another. Previously, they wouldn't have stood a chance, but now it was different. They had to rescue Ib. Their determination made them fight with a blood-curdling ferocity. Sensing danger, the Mech Knights transformed into a united form, the Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme. Alright, let's get in this battle. Wait, which loner is this? Still World Legacy? Yes, this is. True Draco it is. This World Legacy board, though, that's pretty cool. They got the sword here, the shield here, and all that. That's peak. Show me potato salad. All right. Just in case. Alright. That was surprisingly easy. Even though I know I could stomp players who run Mech Knights, but yeah. Alright, we're almost nearing the end of the story. Dang, it's already, I think, been almost 2 hours. Jeez. Arm and friends battled the Mech Knight, Supreme Spectrum. The accumulation of the Mech Knight's power with all their might. As the tide turned the battle, Nergetsu gathered his strength and put his all into a decisive strike of his spear. However, his attack was parried by Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme, opening a large hole into the wall. The already fragile ruins couldn't withstand the impact and began to collapse. Before the dust settled, so as not to be noticed by the Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme, Nergetsu directed a subtle glance towards Lee. Noticing his glance, Lee nodded lightly and slipped from the battlefield. She signaled her intention to infiltrate the base alone and rescue Ib. Lee feverishly before finally arriving at Ib. Ib breathed sigh of relief when she saw Lee unharmed. But her sigh of relief was short-lived as she learned that the others were battling the Mech Knights. Maybe it was they who were wrong to battle the Mech Knights. To know the truth, she had stopped the battle immediately. As Ib uttered those words, Lee, who stood in front of her, now slowly turned around. Upon their first meeting, Lee had greeted Ib with a warm smile of a fairy. But the smile had transformed, now blackened and hideous. Terrified, Ib sought to scream, but her consciousness was consumed by deep darkness before she could utter a noise. Yeah, I've been affiliate. I've been affiliate for 2 weeks now. I even have a couple emotes. I technically have more on the way, people. Even though, do you still stream, Mimi? On here? I believe you do. Guys, if you're wondering who this is one of my IRL friends. They're Mimi, they're artists. They're pretty cool. Go check them out. Also, if anyone also didn't know, I do have a Discord. Let me know if the link isn't broken. Yeah, I'm also, just so everyone knows, on Sunday, I'm doing an affiliate celebration with a bunch of other people I know. And that. So it'll be cool. We're going to be reading the Colonel Sanders dating sim together. You know, Even if I mod stream elements, I can mod stream elements all I want, but they it's because they're repeating the link. That's mostly why Nightbot is mad at them. I assume that they're fighting with each other. That's my take on it. The Discord is kind of new. That's because I have to manually give people. I haven't set up anything. Give me a second. I'll. Hmm. True, true. There you go. It should be good. Yeah, because I haven't assigned the robot, even though it's old Discord. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dude, I haven't talked to Monty in an eternity. Arm on the other side continued the battle. All of a suddenly, an explosion occurred inside the facility. Immediately, Arm felt as if the World Chalice awakened again, though the feeling was now greatly intensified. Everyone on the battlefield Stop fighting, transfixed at the moment. Just then a figure appeared. She was standing on the mountain of Durbus before them. It was the visage of Ib, unmistakable from head to toe. But her face betrayed something sinister. Her eyes glowed mysteriously. An evil aura emanated from her body. These signs suggested that the figure before them was not Ib they knew. Her laughter was nothing like that of Ib. She spoke to the confused group. I am Lee. This body is now mine. Sweet Ib was no longer here. The feminine resonance of her voice was now poisoned with booming distortion. Dissonance. Arm and the others glared at her with confusion and anger. Meeting their gaze, the nightmare corrupted Ibli emitted a force field. The force field now forcibly absorbed the power of the world chalice within Arm and others. Now it threatened to take their lives. However, it would be Meknite, Spectrum Supreme, whom they've been fighting to the death just moments before, who would rescue them. Throwing itself, the power of Ibli was so great, causing the form of Meknite Supreme to become unjoined. Separated into 7 Meknites were merely severely damaged. Ibli, with the familiar hand, proceeded to extract the core from each of the Meknites one by one. It was clear there was great danger in Ibli possessing both the power of Ib as well as the ritual wand. Seeking to prevent this, Meknite Blue Sky sought to transfer control of the wand to someone other than Ib. Showing considerable growth in battle, Arm was chosen as the wand's successor. Ibli's power created a shockwave and launched Arm to the edge of the cliff. Meknite Blue Sky stretched out its arm to help him. Wordless, their gaze met. Arm in his heart that the Meknite was trying to convey something when a dazzling light shone suddenly. The next moment, Arm adorned in new armor, not of the world chalice, and holding the sword of each hand, stood at the edge of the cliff. As Meknite Arvin, successor to the ritual wand. Yeah, they did a very crazy storyline with this. I think this isn't even the complete storyline for this. I think this ends after the Nightmare arc. So there is an entire extra arc after this. I think do I have to play with? Okay. This is where the nightmares come in. Once owned by Ib, the ritual wand was passed down through generations in the village of the Forest of the Stars. It was the key to the fate of the stars, held the power to unlock the world legacies. In split-second decision, Arm had been chosen to succeed the wand not the wand's controller Ib, but the Mech Knights. Woof. Then the succession of the key was split into two, just like the Parasword was. Ib, resting inside her, still possessed the key's power. Iblis set off to gain possession of the World Lance before Arm could reach it. Arm chased after her, determined to stop her. However, in his path stood the Nightmare Beast, born from the power contained in the cores Iblis stolen from the Mech Knights. Arm, having just received his new power, had contended with the formidable strength of 6 Nightmare Beasts. Now, Nergitsu, who rushed to Arm's side, along with Induk, said to him, "We'll hold them back. You go ahead." His voice was quiet but resolute. Having lost the power of the World Chalice, Ninjutsu knew he would be powerless to stop Iblis, even if he could catch her. Without waiting, Arm's reply, Ninjutsu left out facing the beast, spear in hand. Though nearly powerless, Ninjutsu will definitely handle his spear as if possessed. As the Nightmare Mermaid was crushed, the beasts all turned their heads toward the spear wielder in unison. He must have wanted to pursue his little sister more than anybody else. Arm took off to pursue Iblis and the World Lance. With determination of Nergitsu as the wind in his sails. Left alone, Nergitsu continued to fight by himself, his roar echoing through the battlefield. All right. Like the last section of the story, that there is a section after this, after the nightmares, where they bring in a deck called the Orcrust, which are run by the machines, run by the nightmares, and that with an even more corrupted Iblis. And then after that, we go into where they release the Albaz. And that, the Fallen of Albaz and the Despias, which are like actors, named after actors and that. Pop one of these back row. Boom. Wait, did I need to pop? Ah, shit. Oh, can't do anything anyway. Not the IRL actors. No. Goodbye, sweet prince. I couldn't because I used Card of Demise. Oh, that doesn't help me. I probably shoved diagram in here. Yep, I shoved diagram in there. Great. I can't do anything. He tried to Nightmare Corrupt Ibly me, and it didn't work. That's hilarious. Alright. Yep, this is where they give me the Imduk. They give me more points that I don't need. They give me the Mech Knight board. And Spectrum Supreme. Alright, let's end this. This is going to probably end up getting me close to the time where I need to drop off. Then afterwards, I'll end up back in the tavern. Plus, Mimi, I'm surprised you didn't know. Didn't you see my schedule I posted on Facebook? I guess I'll have to repost it. Well, not Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, yeah. Arm rushed the base of the world lance, but it was too late. By the time he arrived, Ibli had already finished activating the World Lance. With newfound power of the World Lance, Ibli launched an aggressive assault on Arm. With such destructive force in each blow, shook the earth. Arm's faced the attack alone. In the face of those attacks, Arm now lay wounded on the ground. Ibli moved to pick up Arm's sacred sword, now swinging it over and over as if to check its weight. Ibli moved closer to inflict the final blow on the Arm. Arm couldn't move his upper body, let alone stand up. Ibli raised the sword to strike. A small shadow emerged from Arm's cloak. The young dragon Imduk summoned his otherworldly power between the young boy and girl, determined to help his companion in their time of crisis with whatever he could muster. That power suppressed the evil that dwelled within Ib, if only for a moment. Suppressing Lee's evil spirit, the spirit of Ib that had resided deep within the depths, had now awakened. Arm laid on the ground powerless. Imduk exhausted his powers and unavailable to move. Ib, now holding a sword in her hand, realized the situation. She made her decision. Only she could put an end to Lee's evil desires. Her hand had held the sword. Now tensed with strength, Lee realized Ib's intentions and tried to resist. Ib awakened, the spirit overcame her. She now flashed back to her childhood friend, desperately calling in her direction. The young girl drew a short, rapid breath, points the blade toward herself, and when Nagursu arrived at the scene, he saw his childhood friend holding a limp body of his little sister in his arms, repeatedly calling her name. At the cruel end of this surreal scene, the older brother could do nothing but stand there, stunned and speechless. Yeah. And that's how they end it. Yeah. It's insane because, like I said, it is one of the most insane arcs in Yu-Gi-Oh. There are 4 to 5 arcs in Yu-Gi-Oh that are on this level, but not right up there, straight up there. But this is definitely one of them. Target one Unchained Monster. Alright, I never played this deck, so special summon this card from here. Abomination. Oh, Ancient Soul, you control. I don't need to do this. Okay. Damn it. I don't know how to do this stuff. Oh. Oh. Well, I'm gonna get sacked. Looks like. Alright, time to scoop. Well, let's just do this practice right here. Let's see what we got. And then after that, like, I'll probably start ending it. Oh, this is where they teach me how to use Mech Knights. So, draw. Mech Knight monsters can be special summoned in columns and field. So, a column that has 2 or more cards in that column. Activate a World Legacy Key column in your opponent's zone. In reality, remember, this is a tutorial. In reality, it won't be this easy. Yeah. Well, not really. They're meant to be on like the just any columns that like match up and is weird. Let me see and make sure I unlocked everything here. I'll do any tutorial. I'll do like see if they have a tutorial or something for me here. It's supposed to technically be if you're in the same column as it, so it doesn't really matter. But they're also oversimplifying it in that. Like I'll be streaming, but I'll be streaming on a little bit early on. I am playing from at 12. I'll be actually streaming Coma. The redirect. I started it last Saturday. I'm going to continue with it because we'll be doing spooky Saturdays for a while. I'm going to see if I can finish that. So they're just telling me how to use crawlers. And there's only one good crawler. Yeah. If you want to do like Thursdays are my Yu-Gi-Oh day. I play it off while I'm off, but like just hit me up and I'll play with you. But I stream Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Sundays I normally read a visual novel. Well, the thing is, I'm not even using my, I've only used one of my decks so far, which is my True Draco one. Yes, I do a reading stream. That is correct. I read as much like about 2 to 3 hours of a visual novel every Sunday after I'm done with church. Alright, well. I think it's about time for us to find someone to raid. Alright. Let's get out of here. Thank you all for coming. I definitely appreciate it. But next stream will be on Saturday. We'll be playing Coma, as I said. Redirect. It's already gotten intense. We walked into doing our exams last time. Yes, the owl has gotten bigger. I hope to eventually find a backdrop for this, or I may ask waifu some advice like later on. But yeah. Bye, fool. Dang, I didn't know that's how you felt. Jeez. Where's the love? Well, Mimi, tell your boy I said hello and actually call me. I haven't heard from his goofy butt in a while. Oh, dang, I didn't even know that. Well. Oh, well. All right. I would generally, if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd probably have some words to say about that, but I won't. Who do I want to toss you all to? There's no one I know in the Yu-Gi-Oh category, so I'm not dropping you off on. You know what? I know who. Alright. Since I know not everyone has emotes, we are going to go bother my friend, one of the people I know, named Haywire. Let me think of a call sign. Alright, this is our raid symbol. Alright, just so everyone knows, let's go in and let's say hi to Haywire. Alright. Boom. Thank you all for coming. I greatly appreciate you. I hope everyone has a nice night and chillaxes. Let's go.